So this will probably be my last chance to tell a story really quick. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've been knitting the entire time I've been here. And I actually learned how to knit from my grandmother. Can you stop? She died of cancer a couple years ago. And there's actually pretty much a 50% chance I'm going to die of cancer. My dad's entire side of his family has died of cancer pretty much. And my mom passed away 2 months ago. So pretty much, this blue is the last glue of my grandmother's that I'm ever going to have to knit with. So it does actually mean something.
I'm a script editor, which means I see a lot of amateur scripts, and although I've got plenty of advice and exercises to improve plot, characterization and theme, when it comes to dialogue, I mean, Jesus, dialogue is hard.
I think you can learn craft, you can learn story structure, you can learn narrative drive, but if you can't write dialogue, you're kind of screwed.
So I experimented around and found a great exercise that'll train your ear to hear how people really talk, and maybe avoid all your characters sounding like, well, you. And it all starts with a bit of cringe. We're increasingly broadcasting our everyday lives, and as a result there's a vast slew of compilations on YouTube of just the most perineum twisting cringe you can imagine. They tend to share a pattern. A person, like us, enacts a plan to come across a certain way, and then...
You're really not that interesting.
This interruption of real life on carefully laid plans is exactly the sort of spice mundane writing lacks. If you want to inject something into the fiction you write, do this. Find some cringe, write it down, word for word, as a screenplay. Take a look at this gem of a Tinder date before it landed both of the participants in front of Judge Judy. Yes, that actually happened.
I went to Japan and people there are way better than you.
If I gotta meet people like you in China,
you're not even Japan.
Then I do not want to go to China ever.
Because you broke, so you can't even afford to go to China.
But you're broke too. You're homeless. How are you gonna talk about someone being broke if you're homeless and broke too?
If I was homeless, I wouldn't be laughing and having my posure right now.
But you're expecting guys to pay off Tinder. Doesn't make sense at all.
Okay, first thing to note, grammar goes completely out the window. We tend to talk improvisationally and sort of patchwork sentences on the fly. Reading it back, you can see dialogue moves from thought to thought, not word to word. And people often just trail off or restart sentences to get their thoughts across. So when you write, you're not writing a sentence, you're writing a string of thoughts.
What the fuck? Why don't you, go back to Pearl Harbor, okay? And go to concentration camps.
Okay, enough of that. Let's not be racist, that's not cool.
I'm Asian too, okay? That's not racism.
That's kind of is. Here.
You can also see how certain parties drive a conversation and others are more reactive depending on the context. Here, this actually flips back and forth as this poor girl is clearly getting more upset as the night goes on and actually starts putting him on the back foot. When working with an accent, try and write their dialogue phonetically. It just pops on the page and it makes the reader really hear the character instead of just reading them. The more of these you do, the clearer it becomes how differently people speak, and they vary in speed, vocabulary, and temperament. And the real sign is when you find someone who chooses not to say certain things. Others just blather endlessly, and that is the sort of thing you can read on a page, so long as you're reading between the lines.
Here. You know what? I don't even know where I'm walking to. You're wasting my gas, so. You could move her back.
Yeah, I guess I can't because,
Because? What happened?
I've barely scratched the surface of what you can learn here, so you've really just got to give it a go yourself and just study it. Reading it back teaches you what undiluted reality really looks like on the page, and if you study it enough, you can start to write that level of reality into your own work. Now, I thought I'd innovated a great writing exercise here, and only then did I see this.
Yeah, it really did start with vlogs, like just watching vlogs of young people online, mostly girls, talking about their life and feeling like very just fascinated by it. Just the way these young people express themselves online, and it's just incredibly complex and interesting. And I watched these videos and I thought, if this were a performance in a movie, it would be incredible. Because when you watch these videos, their whole life is implied through it. When you see a video of a 7th, 8th grade girl with a title like "How to Be Cool," and you can see in all the negative space of what she's saying what her life must be outside of this thing.
Stale writing is often the result of human dialogue, human characters, and human actions going according to plan, without interruption. But the human experience is about life interrupting the plans we make, be it a killer one-liner, a kick-ass performance, or just generally making a good impression. Great writing is about seeing carefully laid plans go horribly wrong. So next time you want to remind yourself how people really speak, or more accurately fail to, just get a bit of cringe in your life.
Watch it fly by as the pendulum swings. Watch it count down to the end of the day.